Hello, good day, everyone. So, I would like to today to talk about what is an elder in the church. So, in the book of Titus, the Apostle Paul is saying to Titus, his son in the faith, he's saying in chapter 1, verse 5, he says the Apostle Paul says to Titus, he says, "For this reason I left you in Crete, that you might set in order what remains and appoint elders in every city as I directed you." So, what is an elder? So, the Apostle Paul is at the end of his life. This epistle is actually called pastoral epistle, like Timothy, First and Second Timothy, to give some rules about how the church should be built. And we talked before about the overseers or the bishops. Now we're going to talk about the elders. So the word elder in Greek is the word presbyteros, which means someone who is older, a senior, or someone with experience. So, and again, like for the bishops, again, one of the criterias or the criterias for an elder in a church is actually about character. So not the money or the amount of money that the person might have, not the giftings, not if the person is able to speak well, but if the person has a good character. So verse 5, it's interesting because the Apostle Paul uses the word ordain. And the word ordain means to designate, to appoint, and to make. So the Apostle Paul was saying to Titus to appoint elders in every city. And that's interesting because not only in one place, but in every places where there was a church, where there was a community, the Apostle Paul is saying to appoint elders. And then verse 6, let's read it together. Titus 1, verse 6, it says, "Namely, if any man be above reproach." Again, like, like he said about the overseers, be above reproach, to be blameless, without accusations, that we cannot accuse that man. Again, the husband of one wife. So polygamy is not legal in the kingdom of God in the New Testament. So if you want to be a leader in the Church of Jesus Christ, husband of one wife. And then he says, having children who believe. So that means an elder can have children, even like the overseer. He can have children. He can have a wife, only one, and have children. And then he says, having children who believe. So it's important to have some children who are actually believers. And in other version, it says faithful children, or trustful, or worthy of trust. So faithful children in the faith. So that means that they have to be Christians. So having children who believe, not accused of dissipation or rebellion. So what does it mean? Not accused of dissipation. That means no criminal charges against them, no accusations. Also, it means, and then the other word says, or rebellion. So their children must be obedient. to their parents, not rebelled. Um, and there's another word in another version. It says not accused of riot, and or the word is profligacy. Profligacy. Sorry. It means the act of spending money or using something in a way that wastes and it's not wise. So that means they have to be careful, they have to be wise the way uh, they're spending and the way they're using something, that not to waste it and wisely. And he says the other word is not to be disobedient, not to be unruly. And here it says, in that version, it says, no rebellion. So they have to be submitted. And that's very important because, like the Apostle Paul was saying for the bishops or the overseers, that how can he rule the house of God if he cannot rule his own house? So the ruling starts, or to lead starts in the family. Um, Again, let's continue. So he says, well, that's fine. So we just finished about the elders. So, like we see again, it's all about the character. So, when we elect or when we appoint elders in a church, we have to go according to these criterias about the character. And I think that's one of the reasons why today in the Church of Jesus Christ all over the world there are some problems, because we don't know the people, or we put people in place that should not be there because they don't have the good character. So God bless you. And the next one, now we talked about the bishops or the overseers. We talked about the elders. And the next one, we're going to talk about the deacons. So God bless you and talk to you soon.